Hello and welcome to the finals of the 4PL Cup number 18. And we have ourselves two teams who, since the semi-finals were played, have gone through some changes. Now we have got officially WhA as Asian taken on 25. Though for WhA as Asian you will know that they have officially disbanded. And therefore they are playing with 4 standins. They have got 4 people from the squad of DD. So Calculus, Rai, Shocksky and Link are playing together with the Nino, I believe. So basically there's only one from WhA as Asian in there. On the other side, we have 25, who has also gone through some changes over the last week, actually, this week, I should say, yesterday, basically. Because PGG and Dread have joined 25, and they are now a squad of Dread, PGG, Nexus, Solo, and ZXC. So we have got 2 fairly new teams. Well, I can say new teams, but of course we know that DD is not a new team, and PGG, we've seen him before as well. But we've got 2 different rosters, different game than we were expecting, but I do believe this should be a very good game, very entertaining game anyways. And we're gonna see which heroes they're going to be using to try and win this game number 1. I say game number 1 because there are actually, well, hopefully for us, 3 games. There is, of course, this is the best out of 3. It's the finals. It's a winner takes it all prize of 400 euros. And both of these teams want that. Otherwise, they wouldn't compete, obviously. And we're going to see who's going to get the advantage in the 7th game. Or 7th game, what am I saying? In the 2nd game. To be 1 game up in that series, and we are gonna see WhA as Asian try that with a Bat Rider. They picked that one up after banning out the Nyx Assassin and the Shadow Demon. The Lone Druid and the Darkseer getting banned out by 25. We still have the Magnus in the pool, a hero that we haven't seen picked up that. Well, we've seen him picked up. We've seen him banned out also, but he's no longer guaranteed first pick material. So I'm curious to see what PGG is going to do with that, as for DD it was obvious for them that they would go for a Bat Rider. And at 25 they pick up a Windrunner, so some control there together with the Keeper of the Light, so this could be a start of a controlling tri-lane, even with the Windrunner on the tri-lane if they want to. We've seen a lot of tri-lanes having that Windrunner on there together with the Keeper of Light, and sometimes the Shadow Shaman just have, you know, you can't escape. You have a Shackle, another Shackle, and then you have a Hex also. Ether Shocks, Illuminates, Power Shots, it's a lot of burst damage coming through. The potential is there for 25 if they want to try that, and you normally do that if you have on the solo lane top, or sorry, bottom in this case, on Radiant side, on the safe lane. You have your carry farming, and you're gonna try to make sure that your tri-lane is gonna be that dominant that your solo lane is gonna be able to farm safely for a very long time. For the people asking, by the way, there's no Medusa. Not in Captain's mode anyway, I'm sorry. At least I don't think it is. Nah, it's not. It's not added in Captain's mode. I'm sorry. I know a lot of people were looking forward to see that, but you know, unfortunately for us, we are not gonna see her in action. Though I don't know if that's in circulation actually. Never mind, I'm not gonna make that point. I know. I'm rambling. Anyway, let's focus on the game. See what DD is gonna pick here. They're taking heavily into their bonus time here. They're gonna pick up a Rubik and a Brewmaster. Now, they're keeping their options open here, like very open. We have seen Bat Rider solo off lane and solo mid, and solo safe lane also last night, even with Funnick playing the Bat Rider safe lane solo. We've seen Rubik and a solo lane. A very long time ago we saw Demon playing Rubik actually off lane, but that's been a while back, so I'm expecting him to be support here. That's his standard role right now. Brewmaster, we have seen him solo mid, we have seen him solo easy lane, and we have seen him on tri-lanes together with, for example, well, I was gonna say Shadow Demon, but he's banned out, but a Rubik is still a very good example of someone he can be combined up with, because telekinesis gives Brewmaster the time to walk to his target and land a clap, and then the damage can continue, and then they might be able to get a kill in there. So it's all possible, and at the same time, of course, Brewmaster provides some teamfight potential and teamfight control, even with, of course, 2 disables when he splits the stun as well as the tornado. And of course Batrider, also a bit of team fight play. I call it team fight, at the same time it's not really team fight, it's just the idea that you can pick someone off before the team fight starts, so you make the team fight in your favor by just outnumbering your opponents. We're gonna have a Beastmaster picked up by 25. Beastmaster could of course be going into that mid lane, could of course be going into that solo lane. And also for them, I mean, I said they are probably they might be going towards the trial lane here, but also for them, in theory, their lanes are very open. They could have Windrunner solo, Beastmaster solo, and we've even seen Keeper of the Light solo. So it is very open, and they're keeping their lanes open, both of these teams. So we're gonna see them banning out about the same type of heroes, if you will. We're gonna see, although maybe of course we as Asian. I'm wondering if I should call them just DD, since it's 4 of DD and just 1 of me as Asian. Something to think about. But maybe we as Asian do not want to ban out any of the mid-lane game heroes because they're expecting Beastmaster or Windrunner mid regardless. And we do see them banning out carry, banning out an anti-mage. They don't want to be up against that one. It's the Undying that they don't want to be up against either. He is of course a strong solo lane as well. Could be on a strong trial lane together with the Keeper of the Light and a carry.
10 seconds.
It is possible. It's just a hero that they don't want to fight against. Same thing goes for 25. They think, you know what, our opponent can go a lot of different ways, but we don't want to be up against a trial lane with Shoxka and his Tinker, because that's just not ideal to face, as you probably all know. The Shoxka's Tinker. If you don't, then I suggest you watch his Tinker play a bit more, because it's quite impressive. We have a Wisp being banned out by DD, also just a bit of control that they don't want to be giving their opponents. Well, I say control, it's a bit of map control in a way. Just having that threat of a TP to your opponents. And they don't want to pick it up themselves. Oh, that has to be said though, because it is the dire side that has the first pick, so all the heroes that get banned out now by DD, that's heroes that they don't want to pick up themselves regardless. We still have a lot of carries in the game though, and when I say carries I mean they ban out the anti-mage, but I'm thinking like Kinos Knight, Sven, with those mid-game strong heroes, and of course they also carry on to late game also, but mid-game is when they can be really strong, and we could still have those heroes being picked up. It's the Bounty Hunter that gets picked up by 25. Don't want to be having that as a potential offlane that DD could still want to have. A Luna being banned out as the last one for 25. So again, a bit of a trailing hero, and you can just see by their bans that they're banning out 3 different type of heroes. You have a Tinker, you have a Bounty Hunter, and a Luna. Now it's a carry, an offlane, and a solo lane. It's 3 different heroes. That just shows how open the lanes are for DD. How much variety they can have in their draft. So I'm kind of curious if we're now going to see a hero that will solidify it slightly, just give us a bit more of an idea of what they're actually going to try to do. Is it going to be a Brewmaster that's going to be a support? We have seen that before. Or is he going to be in the mid lane perhaps? So they're going to pick up a Chen. Now that tells us at least a whole of a lot more, because we now know that they're probably going to do 2 solo lanes and then a dual lane with that. And on the dual lane we already know that Rubik is there. Now Brewmaster can solo mid, Batrider can solo hard lane, and then they only need a carry. Something like that. Vice versa is possible as well, if they want to. Now I say this and I realized that last Wednesday I casted a match of 25 versus DTS 2010. I'm not going to spoil the outcome because you have to watch the game. It's a good game. It's visible on my YouTube, but I'm going to spoil you the lane slightly because I said this exact same thing as what I say now. Like, they pick up the Chen, so they have someone in the jungle, so they're going to go for 2 solos and 1 dual lane. But what the team actually did at that time was just leave 1 lane entirely open and just go for 2 dual lanes. That was quite interesting to see. But yeah, I am not expecting the same thing to be happening here. We'll find out soon enough, though. It's BGG's turn to pick, and we'll see what he wants to pick up for himself. I mean, all of his heroes so far are strong. There's a lot of counter push in his heroes already. I mean, Beastmaster's Axes, Illuminate, Power Shot, all 3 abilities normally mentioned in turtle lineups, if you will, and counter push lineups. And wow, they really are gonna need that, especially with the Phantom Lancer being picked up by DD. So that's gonna be the carry for WhA Asian, sorry. Confusion. And Earthshaker, I like it. I like it a lot. And this is interesting because normally when an Earthshaker gets picked up, it's because the Jakiro is not there. is banned out or picked up by opponents or something like that. But it's actually an Earthshaker, and they want the Earthshaker. Jakiro was still in, but that's not what they want. They want the Earthshaker. More early game aggression. And now we have seen a lot of lanes that have Windrunner Earthshaker just together. On hard lane or solo lane, or sorry, hard lane or easy lane if they want to. So they could go for dual lane as well, and they pick up a Shadow Fiend as their last one. So that is going to be the lineup. Looks like we're going to see a Beastmaster mid with that. And we'll see how they're actually going to handle the rest of their lanes, because they still have a lot of potential, a lot of options, I should say. The same thing goes for WhA Asian. I'm gonna let myself get slightly surprised, I guess, in a way of lanes, and I like that they keep it so open. It's all about the mind game. It's all about countering the lanes that your opponents wants to pick, and if you don't know what your opponent is gonna lane where, well then how are you planning on countering them? I like it. Let's switch overlays just to make sure that we don't miss anything of the map and we don't forget the overlay halfway through, because that's of course not good. So you are watching game number 1 of the 4PL finals of cup number 18. This is a free to join cup. Every 2 weeks is being held. 400 euros, winner takes it all prize pool. And it's the best out of 3. The whole tournament on itself is best out of 1s, but the finals are best out of 3. So that is gonna be the case, and it looks like I might have something turned on which I shouldn't have. And let's just find out what that is, because that's of course not good. I can just leave that one on and get rid of all those. Oh, that's easy, isn't it? What's that? Oh, that's the chat. What's that? Let's just close that also. There we go. That's better. Yeah. Okay. So we have a pause. Interesting. Not. Is this tourney since you're in broadcaster slot? Is this tourney since you're in broadcaster slot? This is the 4PL finals video 3. So yes, tourney. Remake. We have another player. That's awkward, because that means that they have 6. But we will have a remake, interestingly enough. So stick around. We're gonna be right back, and we're gonna have a short remake. Be back. Well, let's see if I can do this fast, by the way. Welcome back, and I can do that fast apparently. I am gonna try to keep everything in the VOD, so that's why I do it this way. Hello people in the VOD, welcome to the remake. And if this takes too long, this waiting, then we will have we'll have another introduction and all, and you have to hear myself rambling again about that it is the finals and it is the first game and blah blah blah. But you know, let's hope that's not going to be the case. We're waiting for Dread to join, and when he does, we can get the show on the road. We see that Link is going to be replaced by Crit, another DD player, so in fact the whole DD team is actually here, which is quite interesting to see. But yeah, we're just waiting until we can continue going, which hopefully will be very shortly, because Dread was already in the previous game, of course, and I do think he already disconnected from that one also before I disconnected out and joined back in this one, but maybe he has a bug or something. Anyway, we will never know. Well, maybe we will if someone says in the chat, I guess, in a way. But yeah, there he is, and that is Dread. I checked it out earlier, even though you might think, hey, what's that name, and why is his icon a loaf of bread? Well, that's actually Dread. Oh my god, bread and dread, it rhymes. It's all meant to be. Maybe it's intentional. Let's think that it is. Should be. Should be. Anyway, there we are. Everybody connected in, and we will finally have a game. Well, when everybody picks up their heroes, of course, and we will see who is going to be playing what, where, and how, and what are these lanes. Because that's going to be my biggest thing to see. I really want to know how they're going to be handling those lanes. There's just so much potential, so much options for these teams. Also, for the people wondering, this is the only cast that there is for this game, so there are indeed Russian people chatting in the game, but that's allowed. because there's no Russian caster for this game, and I do realize that 25 is a pretty big team name-wise, especially Dread and PGG, of course, there, that have a lot of fans out there that want to watch their idols play. Can I say idols? Are you idols? I'm not sure if you can say idols. Want to watch their... I don't know how else to say it, actually. Well, want to watch PGG and Dread play. And of course, not only them have fans, there's a lot of people from DDR fans too, but I meant especially Russian fans. This is a best out of 3, so game number 1. 25 versus WhA Asian, and I might actually call WhA Asian just DD because there's only one of WhA Asian in there. But we'll see who's playing what. And we're gonna see SheeverGaming playing the Brewmaster. Looks like he's gonna be taking on the mid lane there. It's gonna be Calculus on the off lane, on the Batrider solo laning it up. And the trial lane on the top, well, semi-trial lane with Nino in the jungle on his Chen. He's called, of course, Rest in Peace WhA Asian, because this is the last official match for WhA Asian. And he is the only one from former WhA Asian that's actually in this match here. We're gonna have Crit playing the Rubik. By the way, if you're wondering who is Peta, Peta is the manager, or was the manager from WhA Asian, so that's why he's named that. Crit will be playing the Rubik, and we'll see Rise on the Phantom Lancer, which is a very fancy lance. Oh, it's just common. Not as fancy as I thought it would be. It looks fancy. Seconds to battle. And they're gonna see if they're gonna try to get a quick first blood. They have, of course, got the lance, they got the telekinesis, and well, that's about it. They're just gonna ward, actually. And they would be having to wait for a long time before their team, before their opponent comes. Players are sharing items in the shared content hub. Do we want to have the Storm Spirit announcer? I don't think so. This is awkward. Funny though. And we're gonna have the Earthshaker played by Dread. Let's see where he's actually gonna be going. He picked up Tangos and Clarities. He's gonna be he has pulled his teammate. Oh, there we go. Shadow Fiend has got some extra stuff. He's there. Got an extra healing salve. Might be a dual lane coming here mid with Nexus playing Shadow Fiend. It's gonna be the Beastmaster, who's gonna be played by ZXC. A lot of you people know that this is the Tag of Silent, but this is actually ZXC, and he is gonna be playing the Beastmaster on the top lane. It is gonna be the bottom lane that is the era of the Keeper of the Light, or area of the Keeper of the Light, who's got a double damage rune. Solo will be taking that one up, and it's PGG on the Windrunner, who just missed his shackle, and with the double damage rune, it's actually getting quite annoying here for Solo. Sorry, for Calculus, I should say. Look at that. Solo might actually try to dive this. I mean, he's on a horse after all. He's slightly faster, I believe. Yeah, he's actually quite a bit faster, but he's walking through flames. He should be very careful. Gonna send up the high ground, and it is also gonna be Solo just backing up with that, but he is very low with that. But as is Calculus, but he's gonna be back to base anyway. Probably gonna be all the way back to base rather than using his tangos to heal up. He already used the clarity that got ticked off by Solo, and just using more, it would just cost way too much, as we have SheeverGaming being quite overextending here. Has to be careful though, because of course Earthshaker is one of those heroes that can just block off your entire path, your exit path, and then, you know, you're stuck near an enemy tower, which is never ideal. But we're gonna see how this mid lane should be going. It should be going, of course, in favor of 25, especially because they have dual lane here, and that's the Fisher there. SheeverGaming, that's just harassment though. They have a dual lane here, and they're up against the solo lane. So in theory, if SheeverGaming doesn't die, he's already winning the lane, because purely on levels, he'll be getting ahead. Same thing goes on the top lane though. Of course, Beastmaster has to try to get himself in range of some experience there before he can call himself successful on this lane. And for now, he is actually getting some experience. He's level 2, with level 3 already on Rise. It is going to be a Chen that comes towards the middle lane, together with a Troll Warlord, so we'll have an ensnare there if he wants to. But I don't think he can try and get a kill. Maybe he can, but will be very tricky. In the meantime, Calculus is going to be harassed here again. Shackle, this time latches. Is there going to be more? There's a level 2 power shot if he wants to, but he wants to save that one to make sure that he can actually get a kill with it later on, if possible. For now, it's just harassment, and successfully so. More mana spent by the Batrider, and he is already level 2 also, which is quite nice actually, considering. In the meantime, we have got the Nino coming towards the bottom lane. There's a net. Is there more? The lance already hit. There should be a telekinesis soon, but Crit's not fast enough, doesn't get in range in time. Another lance following through. Rise taking up the tower. Actus flying through. This might be just first blood if they can get it. And that's gonna be not enough damage being done by the Pentaments. No telekinesis there, and the first blood goes on the other lane. Goes down to, well, Calculus went down, and it is Solo that picked up the kill, and this looks like a bit of the same situation as we saw earlier. But then it's the Bat Rider that this time couldn't get away. That's his puddle of blood right there. Solo getting the kill. So two chases at the same time, both on their solo lanes getting harassed, but it is Calculus that drops, and it is, of course, ZXC that gets away. It might actually be Calculus in a lot of trouble again. PGG also in a lot of trouble, though. 4 stacks of Sticky Napalm. Winters himself away. Has to be careful here. 5 stacks now. This is a lot of damage if he gets a right click off here, and he will get 6 stacks. Shackle doesn't like Power Shot. One more hit needed. Stake Charge is helping out. Come on, Calculus. I think you can do this, and you will, and he gets the kill. And Solo cannot do anything apart from make sure that the lane is pushed out, make sure that Calculus is not able to come back to the lane that freely. No extra farm, or at least not apart from hitting under his tower, which is okay to do, but not ideal. He's just gonna get some more harassment. Ooh, he dodges that one, nice one. But that is 1 for 1 in the bottom lane. PGG diving a bit too fast and too far, and that, of course, that Sticky Napalm. You should never let it stack up that much. In the meantime, we have another gank going off. It's a smoke. Look at this game, by the way. I've been talking non-stop since people got level 3 or something. I don't know. It's a game with well, DD is also known for fairly aggressive play, and of course we know that I mean ZXC, it's a bit of a Russian team, so we know Russian Dota. Let's see where they're gonna go. They have a clap, so no one's there this time. Beastmaster gonna be walking the way around, probably, if he sees that there's people here. Yet there's the Lance. He cannot get away though. Has to walk all the way. The telekinesis this time was there, and it is Nino that picks up the kill on his chin. And that is going to be a clear kill going the way of DD, or We As Asian, however you want to call them, because there's, like I said, 1 of We As Asian, 4 of DD, 4 standins, but that basically for me makes it DD rather than anything else. And the Solo comes towards the bottom lane to try and help out, leaving PGG by himself, and he can't do that. PGG is a Windrunner, so Windrunners are of course known for being able to take on solo lanes. And so he's going to be fine up against Bat Rider as well. Bat Rider has now... He has died once, he got 1 kill, but Windrunner's still in favor of experience. PGG won't be able to harass him out of the lane that much, but having 3 top is very much appreciated here, because Rise in a lot of trouble, 1 more hit away from dying, but they're all melee heroes apart from the Keeper of Light, can't get a telekinesis there. Also, Crit coming in from the side, helping his teammate. There will be another Illuminate soon as well, but the right clicks just keep coming for now. There's also Boots Up on Solo, so extra speed for him. There's also Boots Up for Crit, but the Fisher helps out in the right click. A Lance still hits for harassment, but that is it. Yeah, the Keeper of Light. I mean, I keep saying it, but he is a horse, so he is faster. It's logic that actually works for Dota sometimes, as you know. Chaos Knight is of course also one of those fast heroes, as well as the person that actually rides a tiger, which is the Luna. PGG, 4 stacks of Sticky Napalm, trouble for him, 1 more hit away from dying, and he does it again. Calculus gets a kill. This time he is solo versus solo, so he feels a bit more confident. In the meantime, we have got Shocksky in a lot of trouble, especially if there's a hasted Earthshaker here. He can lay down a Fisher, has got a full mana bar. Shocksky is in trouble here. Lands a Fisher on the wrong side though, but doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Here comes Nexus with the raise, gets him. In the meantime, Telekinesis still up here. Earthshaker trouble will be going down, but getting a kill for that on Shocksky, that's a good trade. They go in the way of 25. So they're trading all around the map. It's 3 for 4. And there's been actually 3 for 4, 7 kills in... Oh, Shackle doesn't latch. Calculus trouble. Another power shot in 2 minutes, 2 seconds, but he doesn't get it. Calculus just walking up the high ground. Oh, still trying to get it. Flying up the high ground, gets himself away, and has to go all the way back because he doesn't have any regen left anymore. And we get a moment of breather moment. I don't know how to say that, but it's a... Oh, Illuminates. Is there gonna be following up? Nah, Peta is gonna be fine. They actually have a ward right here, so they might have seen, he might have slightly seen that charged up. Because he definitely would have seen it right now, and he actually looks to contest this. Counter wards the boards there, making sure that the vision is theirs, which is very important in a match like this. When there's so much rotating, ganking, killing going on, you need that map control. That is just so important. That is just so important. And let's take a look at the last hits real quick, because with all those skills and stuff, we haven't really had the chance to do that. Oh, wait a second though, Shog's got trouble, raises, gets the kill! So I can definitely say that Nexus is in favor of this middle lane, because it is, of course, 2 for 0 for kills for him. He's killed off Shocksky twice now. And he's got 41 last hits, which is the most on the map, so he is doing amazingly well. And he's gonna be pain for the opponent team as soon as he leaves the lane. He's already pain for the opponent team right now, but he's on his lane, so you kind of know at least where he is. And, you know, that you know where to gank him, if you will. Talking about ganks, let's see how Calculus is going to try to get away from this one, because I don't think it will be. Shackle already latched. Fisher will do the job to finish it off, and Dread just picking that one up. Kills on the board, and it's 5 for 4 in favor of 25. In the meantime, mid lane gonna get harassed as well. Look at this smoke gank ready to try and take down Nexus, but Nexus, he smelled something funny was going on right there, and he's gonna have help this time from Dread. And they have a Fisher, well, they now have a Fisher to make sure that nobody can chase if he wants to lay it down. There will otherwise be a telekinesis. 2 stuns to follow up on that telekinesis. This is dangerous stuff, but looks like they just want to fight this. Here comes Solo. Illuminate will fly through, and Peta will be getting away. Dodge the Illuminate, so we'll be fine with that. In the meantime, the Centaur also gonna get harassed, and there was actually only one left alive. The other one actually died, so that's a small victory there for 25 still. I mean, the roaming just continues going, continuously. It's as a caster point of view, I mean, I like it, but I don't really get time to look at any of the strategical stuff. It's just kills, kills, kills. But I will show the gold graph shortly. There is a big spike up in favor of 25, but that's also because the tier 1 tower went down. So take that into consideration, because there's no towers down yet on the side of 25 themselves. Experience graph is about even, 750 experience in favor of 25, but they have 1 kill extra. So that is a bit of a difference. And also their roaming has been a bit more successful. Like when they roamed, they got kills. And for WhA Asian, that's not entirely true all the time, as we have Solo. Trouble gets put in the lasso, won't be able to get away. Will be dropping here 4 heroes of DD or WhA Asian trying to get that kill, and they want to go for PGG as well, but now there's no longer a lasso, and it's only Calculus that's chasing him down. But the sticky napalm stacks just keep on coming. No more fire. Look at that turn rate, it's just so slow. Is PGG gonna turn around and try to get a kill? Looks like he might be. 5 stacks right now. Calculus got another flame break coming, 1 more hit away from dying, and there goes PGG for the 3rd time, and he buys back. He wants to take this. Here comes Dread trying to help out. PGG is TPing in still. It's a long TP because Dread just TP'd in as well, and now Solo coming in as well, but also a long TP for him. Will they still get something? Power shot doesn't reach Calculus anymore. In the meantime, the person that still died was the Beastmaster that actually went down to the Phantom Lancer on the top lane. But we didn't catch that because it all happened at the same time. I hear myself saying that, it's like everything happens at the same time. There's really... I should stop being surprised about that, but still, I am. And it's in a positive way, let me just say that as well. We have got Shadowfiend in the meantime, just happily farming. I mean, he's got himself a Yasha, he's got 1100 gold. Wow, look at that difference in net worth. That is quite insane. I mean, we know that he is the carry for 25, no real surprise there, so he is getting a lot of farm. He got those kills, he got those last hits, and wow, this looks a bit more even actually. There was something apparently in the courier being brought to the Phantom Lancer, because we haven't really seen the Phantom Lancer that much. Rise has just been able to farm. He hasn't died yet either. He's also been in 2 kills, so he didn't get the last hits on either, on both of them. At least he got 1 on the Beastmaster just now. But he is doing fine as well. He's got his drums, he's got his tranquil boots, and he's gonna get ganked. He's gonna get a roar in his face. Dust has already popped. They want to get him. There he is. Razes will fly, and that should be the end of Rise. Or will it? Telekinesis comes from the side. Rise still drops. Crit now in a lot of trouble. Fisher will hold him in place, and 1 more hit away. It's a Raze that does the job. Shadowfiend picks up the kill, and that is gonna be 2 quick kills, going to 25, and another rotation coming off from 4 of the heroes, leaving PGG still farming at the bottom lane. And the rotation gets themselves 2 kills. So we can compare that with the other rotation that we just had a moment ago, where there were actually 4 heroes of DD or WhA Asian on the bottom lane here, trying to gank up the Keeper of Light and PGG on his Windrunner. They ended up still getting both kills, in a way, but they took a lot longer than 25 just did. So in a way, the experience will be going in favor of 25, because they are a bit more effective. It's a small difference though, I mean, take that into consideration, and I find this very interesting. Oh, wait a second, Peta. Sorry, Nino, gonna go for Nexus, gonna go for the Requiem of Souls, though he gets a kill with it as well. Might still drop though, double damage rune is still there, bottle charge is helping out, mana leak up on Shoxka, but it doesn't matter, the haste rune is there, mana charges help out, he can just continue running away from that kill. But, well, Chen still died for that. But that's a worthy trade, though, for WhA Asian. A worthy trade indeed. And it looks like Brewmaster still has a split, can still go for that kill on PGG. And they want to do it. PGG knows it, though. He TP's out. I'm not sure if, yeah, Earthshaker's not going to be that lucky. He goes down to the lance of the Phantom Lancer, as now Solo also will try to get himself away. One more hit away from killing off the Troll Warlord. We'll do that, and we'll have nothing standing in his way from victory. Or victory. From going home, I should say. Unless he's gonna run into Shoxka. Ooh, he's gonna call a team member to him. And they're gonna go for Shoxka. There comes an Illuminate. Mana Leak already up on there. Cannot run. Shackle Ledges. Hello, PGG. Power Shot going through. Illuminate. And the split doesn't happen. There's no mana. And he couldn't TP out either. PGG gets that kill. And they want to go for more. This the real Rise running here, though. And there's no true side up on PGG. So he doesn't see it. Only sees the illusion that Solo is fighting right now. But that is a 9-9. They're keeping it even, and it's still Shadow Fiend that's keeping ahead with the farm. Shadow Fiend, who even though he just died for the first time, he is still getting the farm. He is finding farm everywhere, and he can be farming safely. Earthshaker supporting him just in case. It is Chen that actually he was farming in the Radiant jungle a while back, short while back, I should say, because you know, the Dire Jungle, apparently that was the place where the Phantom Lancer was farming, so we can't take farm away from that Phantom Lancer. Phantom Lancer's now farming on the bottom lane, short lane being the safest one right now, or at least, I say the safest one, but it's basically the more secure one, because you know that PGG is gonna be bottom, so you kind of know what you're up against, and you know that he is there. While the top lane, I mean, it might seem free farm, but you could get ganked by 5 people. And at least for the bottom lane, they kind of know what's going on slightly. It's an odd edge that you have there, but it is an edge, and that's why he's bottom. And of course, close to the Ancients, as you can see, he's just clearing those out. As the bottom lane continues to keep the pressure on. And talking about pressure, like that's a big difference right now that we see from 25. They have taken down all outer towers of WhA's Asian. There's no tier 1 tower left standing on the side of WhA's Asian, while all tier 1 towers for 25 are still standing. And considering that that's the reason why the gold graph is so much in favor of 25. It's 5k gold in their favor. Also means though, as soon as towers start dropping on the other side, we might see that gold graph turning around very quickly, as we have got oh, PGG in some trouble, but Illuminate will make sure nobody chases anymore though. Rise cannot go for a kill there. Just force them back, make sure they don't harass the tower, make sure that he is there to pick up the farm that comes towards his tower. As Shoxka, we haven't really seen a split yet, I think, like the entire game. I'm not sure if we did. I don't think we did. He died 3 times, got 1900 gold, gonna go for a split. Ah, there's a split. Oh! Whoa, whoa, that was an Echo Slam that was a bit wasted. But yeah, that was still a kill for the Brewmaster and the split, and he now sees the Beastmaster as well. And so turns him up into a tornado, and is just gonna go wait for his team to show up, and there they are. Let's see if they can go for it. Sun lands on PGG. Is there gonna be a roar still? Might be going for it. Ooh, thinking about it. Nah, cannot get it. Now he sees the rest of the teammates' axes are flying. And they will be backing out as well. They know they have to deal with a roar. Yes, they have a lasso, but they don't really want to risk anything, because they are fighting next to or close to a tier 1 tower of their opponent's side. And that is dangerous, because everybody could just TP in, and all of a sudden you are outnumbered. And you don't want to have your Phantom Lancer coming in there as well. Oh, and there's a Blink Dagger of Shoxka. That's the one that he was waiting for. Gets it. Gets a blink up on PGG. Mana leak. Ooh, this is dangerous. There is a blinding light towards the lower ground, but there's no follow-up on that one. Shoxka's gonna be able to walk out and then blink away if he wants to again. Doesn't have mana boots yet, by the way. Interesting to know, but he did spec off some of his stats, so that will give him enough mana to make sure that he can get the combination of blink, collapse, split off in a way after he gets the split up again, because it's of course down right now. That would be the case unless he's got mana leaks, which he continuously has, so his mana is actually a bit at a sad side right now. He does have the stick charges, and he will save them until he actually needs them desperately. Save them up for a rainy day. And it looks like 25, they want to push this. They're going to be calling more heroes towards them, and that one actually failed because it is Nexus that gets attacked, and if you get attacked, you cannot be called to your opponents. And they're just going to still try to push the tier 2 tower. Crit taking some harassment here from the mana leak. The roar coming up from the side of the power shot, and Crit, hand of God going through. Here comes Shoxka, blinks in, collapse, telekinesis. And what did he steal? Is it a roar? No, it's the Axis. Beastmaster actually drops because Nino comes in as well. And it is Crit that stays alive. Fisher will make sure that nobody chases. But 25, they go away. They have to go away. No damage on the tower. Barely any anyway. Illuminate will still come in from the side. Make sure that on the other side, DD cannot chase. Or can they? Well, 40 seconds until there's another until there's another split, so they can't really do anything here. But nothing really going on. After that start where there were so many kills and vice versa, and ganks all over the place, rotations from all the supports towards all the lanes, we're finding ourselves actually at a bit of an impasse, if that's an English word. I think it is, and if it is, then I'm kudos to me for saying that. So both teams don't feel really secure about their position. Like they might think, you know what, 25 probably knows that they are a bit ahead in gold because of all those towers that they got. But at the same time, they do still feel the risk of having that Phantom Lancer farming, of fighting actually 5-on-5. The Hand of God is up, which is also a pretty big deal if you're gonna try to go for a fight that has a lot of burst damage, which is what 25 actually has. So they are not confident enough to just start 5-manning and just push with brute force. They need to have some sort of strategy, you know? At the same time, you have DD, or WhA Asian, that is just happy at not fighting right now. They want to have their Phantom Lancer farming up. He's going for the Fusel Blade, as you can see. They want to have him farmed up and not fight elsewhere unless they're absolutely forced to, or unless they're absolutely sure that they can take a fight. And that's the key. Like, everybody wants to fight if you're absolutely sure that you can take the fight, right? And that goes for both teams, but both teams do not feel that they can. So we find ourselves a bit at a slightly a stagnated game, or at least they're not as heavily ganking anymore. The map control is, well, due to the tower still up on the side of 25, that's in favor of 25, but the wards are going the way of DD. They have got the wards, so they need the wards up because they don't have their tower, so without the wards they would have absolutely nothing. And we're gonna see DD actually trying to go for a pickup. They're gonna expect someone to gank their Phantom Lancer, and that's where they're gonna anticipate on. See if they actually do that, and otherwise maybe take their first tower. Get some extra support up, extra gold up on their supports, because that's of course the reason. That's the most, well, towers are the main source of gold for the supports. Lance going off, Beastmaster, troubles, EXC, try to get himself away, but should be fine with that. But the tower might not be fine. TP's coming out, actually crit, want to defend this tower on the bottom lane, but the tier 2 already dropped. Shoxka has got a split off cooldown though, might try to go for something, solo TPing out. In the meantime they TP top, so this is trouble before GD there. If they can find something going on right there. Who are they finding there? Nobody anymore. Oh, they're fighting the Nino. Nino, you are dead, you are a goner. Tower gets denied, but still a tower gone. So at least something, as Tens creeps in the meantime trying to take out the Earthshaker, but won't be able to do it. He actually landed a stun there, and the mechanism got helped. Got used for that as well. In the meantime, looks like Shoxka tried to go on PGG, but he just went for himself away. We're gonna still take some damage off the Illuminate. Let's take a look at the items real quick to see what these players are all building. We knew that the Mantis was being built up by Nexus. He's also going for BKB, a bit of a standard build, and of course that lands. He doesn't want to get shut down. He doesn't want to get drained from mana with the Fusel Blade there. He just wants to do his thing, just stand in the middle, hit stuff, ulti when he can, etc. So BKB, solid item for Nexus, a bit of a standard item that we see on Shadow Fiends. We have the Beastmaster. He's the one that went for the mechanism, has got 1k gold. Might just think about going for a oh, wait a second, blink in. Shoxka, trouble, getting fished, getting stunned, lands a clap, goes for a split, wants to go for a kill, 4-star forward though, TP incoming from the Beastmaster as well. Shackle on the Fire Panda, can he still go for it though? Mechanism being used as well. Here comes Nexus, that's a Fire Panda down, and he's just going for the Earth one next. Storm one still alive, can of course wind run himself away if he wants to, but they want to of course keep the Earth Fan alive for as long as possible, because that's where Shoxka comes back, and that's gonna be Shoxka in trouble. Fisher latches him in place. Is it gonna be something? Can he blink himself out? He cannot. The race finishes him off. In the meantime, the Keeper of the Light still got dropped down there, got hit by the lasso, I think, but that is gonna be a kill, still going either way, and it is in favor, definitely in favor of 25, killing off that Brewmaster, and of course having the split use. Now they don't have to be afraid of the teamfight potential on the other side, apart from of course the Hand of God that is still there, but it was also used. Mechanism still up on the chance, solid item for him to have. And we have got the Diffusal Blade ready on the Phantom Lancer, so we were expecting that. I'm quite curious to see if he's still gonna go for a Radiance, or if he rather wants to go for a Manta style to get just more illusions, which is always good to have, of course. We got ourselves the Rubik, who is playing a support role, so Crit has got mana boost, has got 1k gold. Nothing much special to say about him. We have the Blink Dagger, of course, already up on Calculus. We saw that one being used. And let's see what else we got here. That's everybody on the Dire side, and we see on the 25. We already saw him. PGG, he's got himself a 4 staffs, got 1k gold, he's got face boots, bit standard item for a windrunner, though now the standard items end, and he might just go for a sheep stick if he wants to just pure windrunner style. Depends on what kind of role he wants to play. If he wants to play that semi-carry, he might even be going for an MKB or something like that. Or if he just wants to go for continuing that control, which he also does with the shackle, of course, but then, you know, expanding it with the hex stick if he wants to. As we're still seeing them looking for a roar if they can find it. Shokska, ooh, blinks himself away just in time up to the high ground. 4 staff up though. It's CXC looking for that roar. Can't find it. Walks a bit through the flames. It is this Chen creep that will have to pay the price. But they cannot get a roar, and that's all good for DD. And yeah, we saw BKB actually complete. Earthshaker probably in time wants to go for a blink dagger. For now though, he's just happy with his mana boots. That's all he really needs. Having that team fight control with the Fisher, of course, not to be underestimated. And the last one, no, we might have Beastmaster actually instead of going for a Necronomicon or something like that. He might actually be going for a pipe, just having all those team fight items up and making sure that the Fade Bolt, for example, is not doing as much anymore. Or the returned Illuminate, because of course that's gonna be painful if it's gonna be used against them. For now, Rubik has got his blinding light up, so that's quite nice against the Shadow Fiend. Very nice, actually, just making sure that his hits don't hit. And that's the thing that Shadow Fiend has most of, like right clicks. It's his thing. He hits hard, especially with 36 souls on. So that is a good item for them to have. As we have Rise, Trouble. The dust is already up. He's trying to run away still. Shackle doesn't latch. Have to prolong his escape, or just trying to TP out when the stun comes. And the hit as well. Boo picks up still the Earthshaker, but I don't think he's going to be getting away from this alive. Or will he? No, he will not. PGG picks up the kill with the haste rune. No chance of escape. Here comes Nexus just in case PGG couldn't do it by himself. But he could. Well, I say by himself, but he definitely got help there by Dread. So it's a combined effort for sure. In the meantime, we do have the bottom tier 1 tower also still dropping, so that was a bit of extra gold going the way of DD, or WhA is Asian. As Calculus is going to have his own mana drained completely with the mana leak. Roar going off even for that one, and he will drop to the Illuminate of Solo. TP out from crit because he finds himself on dangerous ground, can't really walk away. Oh, well, wow, this is an awkward line. It's actually going on the water. He can't really walk up that way because then it would be too much trouble, so he just TP's out. Better safe than sorry, right? That is right indeed. Nice blink away, mana leak still going, but he doesn't care. He also TP's out. They're just going for better safe than sorry. They have got the team fight, they know they do, but they don't want to be forced to use it when they don't have the advantage. It makes sense. In the meantime, tier 2 tower top also dropped on the side of WhA is Asian, or DD. We have got experience coming towards 25 now, a lot more. It was even for a very long time, but the kills that have been happening are a bit more in favor of 25. And of course also they've been roaming a bit less. They have a bit more freedom to farm. Like they have got all their lanes where they can still farm with their tier 2 towers there, while for DD or WhA is Asian they have a bit less space to farm, so their farm is a bit short. In Gold Graph, we know this. It's in favor of 25. It's no real surprise there. Coming towards the 10k gold with that last tier 2 tower just dropping. In the meantime, though, this guy is gonna be a force to reckon with for 25. He hasn't really been in fights all that much. Yes, he's been ganked. He has died. He has got some kills. But there hasn't been this 5-on-5 team fight yet. And that's because what I said earlier. Like, both of these teams want to have their team fight, yes, but they only wanted, oh wait a second, it's gonna be Dread in a lot of trouble, gonna get a lance up on there as well, getting a flame break and then going down. Very fast solo, cannot do anything here, calls PGG still though, but it is Calculus and Rise that already are on the way out, because they know that they have way too much people here coming in to try and revenge their teammate. But yeah, I mean, we have got these pickoffs, but we don't really have a 5-on-5 team fight, because both of these teams know they can only get it if they have an advantage somehow, like if they're outnumbering their opponent, or if they're from the high ground, or, you know, so if they have picked up some important member of the team, of the opponent side, stuff like that. But we haven't really had that. Yes, the Earthshaker just got dropped, but he's back alive already. And it was actually 25 that was looking for the fight back then, because they knew that there were only 2 there from DD, or from WhA is Asian. And they can't go for a fight. Well, we as Asian can't go for a fight then, but they have got the team fight. Like, they've got the split, they've got Phantom Lancer, they've got the Hand of God, they've got the mechanism. They're quite ready for a fight if it's in their favor. Same thing goes for 25, but you know, it's measuring. That's the game of Dota. Are you ahead? Can you go in or not? Those decisions. They range from small decisions like can we take this team fight to big decisions. Can I go in, or just to small decisions. Can we go in to take this last hit and not put yourself in danger? Like that's a bit of the essence of Dota right there. As we're gonna see the Radiant team, actually 25 going for the Roshan. Illuminate makes sure that Crit kinda can't contest this. He gets an urn charge though, Chen. They might try to take this team fight, but they might just try to pick up their advantage elsewhere. Roshan is still being left alone right now because 25 knew that they had been scouted out. The Chen creeps making sure of that. Tornado is still also from the Wildkin somewhere. He's just standing to cast somewhere. There he is. Ah, nice. Just giving a small bit of vision, but that bit of vision is just enough to make sure that there is indeed a fight going on. And we might have Calculus looking for a way in. Can he find a lasso? As we have Shoxka in trouble. Manta Style being used. Grid having to get away again. There goes a split. Nexus pops his BKB though. He's gonna turn around, gonna try to go for Calculus instead. Calculus taking a lot of damage. It's actually Earthshaker that drops first to the Bedrider still. Bedrider's flames. There goes the Earth Panda going down. It will be Shoxka that will be back to this Panda again very soon, but there he goes. He is very low. Fisher going through, and that should be a kill or not. Stick charges, Hand of God, Axis Fly, Roar going off. Shoxka is gonna be dropping. PGG picks up the kill. And that is a buyback from Dread that was well worth it with that Fisher alone. And this will make them claim the Aegis because they know that the split is off cooldown. The Brewmaster is dead. He cannot buy back, or at least he won't, because otherwise he would have done so already. And they are going to be having a Aegis right there. Use the BKB charge for it. Use the buyback from the Earthshaker, I believe. But that is worth it for sure. And of course they lost on Keeper of Light, but hey, they lost two supports. Who cares about supports when you get a kill on the Brewmaster? Like, it might be 2 for 1. They might still want to fight this though. And he's actually up on the high ground right now with his flame rate. Calculus will still drop. Requiem of Souls. They were not wanting this one. Double kill going the way of Nexus. Can he find more blood, or does he just want to go for the Aegis? Looks like it's the latter, and he goes for it, and he gets it as well, and he gets the Aegis for himself. And it is, wow, that was a bit of an awkward engagement from the D. I really didn't think they were gonna try and contest it that way. They did get Nexus up on the high ground, but that is just not the person that you want to have there. He is a beast right now. He's only died once. He's got a Manta Style, BKB, he's got an Eagle Song. It is trouble, and they are gonna be continuing to push on. 10 seconds needed for solo before they're gonna be trying to take a tier 3. They have got the creep waves with them. If we look at the counter push, like I said during the draft, the amount of counter push that 25 actually has with the Illuminate, with the Fisher, Power Shot, Axis, you know, you name it, Raises even, every single hero can push there. But if we look at the other side, we have got, as counter push, we've got the Flames of the Bedrider, which is okay-ish. But you have to set it up beforehand, because you kind of don't want to put yourself in danger. You've got a Fate Bolt, which is pretty decent. You've got a Clap, but you again have to put yourself in danger. Shock's got trouble. Have to run away, but the Roar is first. Fisher going through as well. And Power Shot to finish it off together with Raises. Nexus getting the kill there. A bit of a moment for Shoxka that he was just not paying attention, I believe. The pause just went off and he was just standing there. Who wasn't ready for that one, as Manalik up on Crit. Flame breaks up on PGG as well as Blinding Lights, but that is all fine. Roar actually stolen by the Rubik, looking for a way in. Tier 3 tower already down to 160 HP. The Manta Style of Nexus alone might be able to pick that off if he gets that. If he wants it. Illuminate flying through continuously. Here comes Calculus though. He grabs PGG. Can they kill him before it runs off? But the Windrun is there. Echo Slam being used on the illusion of the Phantom Lancer. Not ideal, not what you would want to. But it's PGG that still drops. Phantom Lancer coming in from the side. Nexus on very low HP, but he still has an Aegis, so he's fine. Rise on the way out though. Hand of God going through. Beastmaster getting himself out there. Nexus back to life. As like nothing ever happened, apart from, of course, his teammate actually died. 2 of his teammates died. But they could continue pushing if they kind of want to. I don't think they want to, actually. No, they don't. Never mind that. Tier 3 tower still dropped, and they did get actually a kill for themselves. I mean, Brewmaster did die, but that was earlier. That was when he just was standing there, where he was standing right now as well. And when he came back, they didn't want to push anymore. And they actually defended it quite good, apart from, of course, their tier 3 tower still dropping. In the meantime, Rise getting bigger and bigger, going for a heart. Look at that. I mean, with that Illuminate there, his illusions just, you know, it doesn't matter. They know instantly who's the real one, or that it's only illusions that's there. It's great heroes to have against that Phantom Lancer. But DD, even though behind, not out of this game just yet. That Phantom Lancer, we have seen it before. When he gets big, he is big, and he is huge, and he will be able to contest Nexus on his Shadow Fiend. We do have, of course, a net worth very much in favor of the Nexus. He has got his butterfly now complete as well. He's got 18,000 gold in his favor, and 13,500 only in favor, net worth for the Phantom Lancer, which is a pretty steep difference, to be fair. Yeah, the same thing goes, of course, for the supports. The gold is just, I mean, it's 12k in favor of 25, and yeah, that's painful. And a lot of that, of course, is still 5 towers now actually, that are in favor of 25. But 25 also, they don't want to give WhA any peace of mind. Again, a last two on PGG. This time they will get him down before he gets away, though. And he buys back. That's the right decision. He can, of course, TP to tier 1 if he still wants to. But he is actually just running. He's gonna get recalled by the Keeper of Light, so he'll be back anyways. No need to waste a TP scroll on that one, as Keeper of Light finished up in Necronomicon level 3. We have got the Beastmaster that has got an Aghanim's, by the way, so more roars. I haven't looked at items in a while, sorry. We've got the Mystic Staff on the Windrunner, so it is gonna be indeed a Sheepstick, probably. And then we're gonna see them trying to go for this thing, for the barracks. Lance going off on solo. Gonna land a Blinding Light just in case Telekinesis is there. But that's already him being gone again, as Nexus just decides to hit some off the tower. Roar going up on Shokska. Can they kill him before he splits? Hand of God will make sure that he doesn't, or does he? The shackle, it latched, and if they get the kill, he buys back though. He needs to buy back. PGG, trouble again, goes down as well. Cannot buy back anymore, as Nexus gets a Telekinesis. BKB already up on cooldown. He tries to TP himself out. Will he be able to do so? Yes, he will. No interruptions anymore now. Beastmaster gonna try to do the same, but he is not as lucky, because this time there's a flame break. He is the one that actually drops. The barracks did die though. The melee racks dropped on the side of DD. Now you can dispute it, the bait. Is it worth it to kill off a barracks while having 3 heroes dropping? It might actually be, if you might be thinking you're racing against the clock that is Phantom Lancer, you might find it worth it to just have that one lane advantage. But is that lane advantage gonna stop DD? I don't think so. They don't care. They have Phantom Lancer. He's big and bad, and he's got a heart, and he is gonna be having a bit more damage hopefully soon for him as well, as he's gonna be finding Nexus there. And look at that mana just being dropped off. Blinding Light helping out there. Here comes Shokska as well. Lands a clap. It is Rise that backs off first though. Nexus still winning on the man fight. And the TPs come in from 25. They don't want to lose their tower, or at least they want to continue their push again. Dust being dropped off just in case someone is still hanging around there. But they don't get it, and they, or at least nobody is there anymore, and they're just gonna, well, I don't think they're gonna continue pushing for now. They've got the melee barracks now on the mid lane, so they might be just content with that one, as we have a Helm of the Dominator up on the Shadow Fiend. We'll probably be going for a Satanic, of course, and he can just get himself back to life on these Ancients. His mana is still pretty low though, but that should be helped up soonly, because solo is of course the mana battery for their team. And I will just remind you people that this is indeed game number 1 of the 4PL finals for the cup number 18. It's WhA taking on 25. We've got a best out of 3, so this is game number 1 of the best out of 3. So we will have 1 or 2 more games after this one, and I think they're gonna be, or I hope they're gonna be just as good. Even though the game hasn't ended yet, I'm already happy with this game. I mean, there's been so much action, and then, you know, still strategy involved in that action, that it is nice. As a roar comes up on Calculus, overextending, shouldn't have been there, dies. Pays for his mistakes. Just on the wrong side of the map. In the meantime though, his distraction did make sure that the fortification goes out, but this tower will still die. Even though Rise doesn't get all the money, still gets split, which is not bad, in a way. Just making sure that everybody gets the money apart from just one, and that's what they need. They need a bit more split gold, as we now see for the first time Bedrider actually picking up some of his gold, as in his net worth is no longer lower than 4 people of the Radiant side. He's actually 5th in the row now, so he's happy with that. As let's take a look at some of the new items that we might see on the side of the Dire, because they have of course won a couple of team fights. We have got Chen, he's picked himself up a Ghost Scepter, so we'll be able to stay alive a bit more against the right clicks of the Shadow Fiend. Now I have to say, this is dangerous, because if you get hit by Illuminates or Raises or Power Shots while you are in that Ghost Scepter, it's gonna hurt. It is painful. And you should be really careful with that.
Bottom tower is under attack.
So it can work against him. As in the meantime, 25, they want to make sure that DD does not get any peace of mind, does not get any time to form up their Phantom Lancer. And they're going to try to lay the pressure down on the bottom lane. Tier 3 tower, already down to half HP, but they back off. Knowing that the TPs have come in, that's all they wanted, they got half HP. If they do it again, or maybe on top lane next, that means that they get the Phantom Lancer away from farming. They can go back to farming earlier than Ryze can, and they get a bit of damage to the tower. So that's so nice. We have 35 HP, 3,500 gold up on the Phantom Lancer. I really hope that it's gonna go for some damage soon, because the survivability, he has that. We've seen that, like, proven, right? But he needs some more damage if he wants to really contest that Nexus, as we have an invisibility unit on the win for the roar going off on Calculus. Strokeska lands a clap, and there's a Fissure coming through as well as an Echo Slam. Hand of God going through. Is there more low mechanism as well? Lasso up on Dread. In trouble for him, but there's not enough damage going through just yet. There is on the Beastmaster, however. He drops. It is the Earthshaker that was able to get himself away, and ooh, hello Windrunner. PGG trouble, tries to Windrunner himself away. Lance is still hit. Can they get him? It is PGG versus 5. I don't think he's gonna get away. Lance's Shackle still before it drops, but drops he still does. As the Bad Rider Calculus still dies though. So that is something they get in return. Keeper of Light with his Illuminate, able to pick that one up. Nexus of course not in that fight, which was the big difference. That was basically what I was saying the whole time, like they look for fights where they can get the advantage. DD definitely having the advantage because they had more people there. And they just were able to, I say take the fight. They got the most of the kills. They've got PGG and the Beastmaster. Oh, it's a good trade for DD for sure. Losing Calculus, sure, but still decent trade for them. The tier 3 tower in the meantime got pushed slightly, but he didn't take any damage. That was of course Nexus that was on the top lane trying to push the lane out, trying to get something in return for that, but he didn't get it. And of course, I mean, that's one of the things that you have to worry about if you're gonna have a barrack side right there. Bear. No manly barracks anymore. Sniff. But you have to make sure that, like, you can't leave your base for a very long period of time, because then the lane will push in. So that's gonna be a bit of a handicap going the way of DD/WhA Asian. Well, I have to come up with a solution for that one, don't I? 2,300 gold up on solo here is pretty damn rich for a Keeper of Light, I have to say. As he's gonna go for 4 staff next, I would imagine. He picked up the Staff of Wizardry already. So we'll see if that's actually what he wants to go for. We still see Earthshaker Dread. He wants to go for that blink there. He wants to have it. He's close. He's close. But he can't die. He's very lucky that he didn't die in the encounter that was just happening on the bottom lane. Because otherwise he would be a bit further from home for that one. We've got 3,800 gold up on the Shadow Fiend. We still saw a massive difference in the net worth, of course. But the difference is it's getting weaker. Phantom Lancer, he bought something. Ooh, what did he buy? Ah, Butterfly is gonna be the case for him. So that will force Nexus to buy MKB basically. Even though he already picked up an ultimate orb, he still he will have to have an MKB. Otherwise, the evasion is just gonna be way too much. Illuminate's flying through. Might be trying to find a team fight here. Might be trying to bait something out, seeing if their opponent makes mistakes. That's of course also, I mean, a big thing. Seeing if your opponent makes mistakes and then being able to act on it straight away, just to make them pay for their mistakes. But so far, no can do. Butterfly complete now on the Phantom Lancer. And of course there is a Butterfly also up on Nexus, but also still no MKB up on the other side. Rubik in the meantime picked himself up a Gem of True Sight, going for that map control for just a bit more. As in the meantime we see the gold grab, it's well, being kept even slightly in favor of DD again, of course, because of those pushbacks. What it doesn't show is that one of the lanes, the mid lane, for DD is now giving a lot less gold as it used to give. So take that into consideration. And of course, the barracks are already down, which is just a massive disadvantage on the map regardless. But as long as you can keep the gold graph even, or even slightly in your favor back again, you are getting ahead, especially if your opponents have that big of an advantage. You can still get those 3 tier 2 towers at some point, getting that extra gold, so getting a bit more ahead that way. Your opponent cannot. They have to get actually tier 3, so it is still, anything can happen right there. It's quite interesting anyway. Oh, Nexus, lasso, but Roar, and a Fisher on Calculus, Hand of God going through, Echo Slams all around, run for Rook as well, there goes the Brewmaster Split. They really want to get Nexus, but Nexus, he popped his BKB, he's just hitting on stuff, but it's mostly illusions. Now the Brewlings are the ones to die, but it is not doing enough just yet. Now he finds the real one. Rise though, he double walks himself away. Nexus BKB is ended, Flame Break going through. Where is his team? What is his team doing? Beastmaster gonna try to get himself away, gets stunned up still. Rise going for him. He's the first one to drop in this encounter. ZXC, and now it's gonna be Dread getting a last 2, gets a stun up there still, but he drops as well. 2 kills going the way of DD. The Phantom Lancer team, he does it again. In the meantime, PJG couldn't get in with a perfect shackle or something like that. He couldn't get an opening, and they are scattered. They are forced back with Nexus just not being able to hit the right targets. He just stood there with his BKB in the middle of everything, and he couldn't get through. And that is just gonna be a bit of a painful thing to see for 25 fans, because their tier 2 tower is gonna drop here. And we will see, or is it? Fortification comes out, and from the side, here's Nexus as well as Solo. They call him back with the recall from Solo. They might actually be able to catch the advantage here from surprise. But it is the Nino that was able to send Rise back already, and he force-staffs himself into safety, or does he? Hello, PGG. Hello, Shackle. Solo force-staffs himself forward as well. Peta, or sorry, the Nino trying to get himself alive. There is the Ghost Scepter. Illuminate misses. Mana Leak stuns him instantly. Force-staffs forward. Nino still alive. Nexus. Flame Break actually up, got one more hit, and he gets that kill. Unstoppable Nexus right now. What a chase, all that for one Chen. Is it gonna be worth it? They forced themselves into safety again as well though. So that was indeed worth it. A pick off on the side, and their tier 2 tower still dropping though. That's a bit of a shame. BKB now up on the Bat Rider of course as well, though I have to say he is the one that's getting roared most of the time. So I'm not quite sure if that is the right choice, but it will make sure that he can just stand there and get hit by the Fisher, and you know, the Fishers, the Echo Slams that come through continuously, and the Illuminate and the Shackles and the Power Shots. It's a lot of stuff that you have to deal with, so it is a good item nonetheless, even with that Roar still going through. That goes for everything, of course, everyone that picks up a BKB in this one. Let's see if Rise, how much gold does he have? He actually picked up the level 2 Diffuser Blade. He's got 1500 gold. Roshan back up again. Nexus just pounding on him. He should be able to get it unless they really jump into the pit. Nexus now being forced out just by the sheer threat of that one of these ones might be the real Rise, but it's all illusions, and they realize that one now as well. But the real one is standing just around the corner, so they might just try to go in on this still, knowing that they had the advantage in the previous fight. Look at this net worth. It's getting closer. Phantom Lancer Rise gets himself closer to Nexus, who has been on top of that net worth almost, well, the entire game. Not almost, it was the entire game. Lasso hits on Nexus. To the enemy with you. He still has a BKB though, and he pops it. Hand of God already going through. Pops his Mantis as well. Goes on Calculus. Calculus drops, but Nexus, he is dropping as well. Rise does it. Gets the firmed up Shadow Fiend. Lands to it on Solo, 4 stabs up on the high ground. There's a penance as well. Solo in a lot of trouble. One more right click away from there. Phantom Lancer with his illusions gets it as well. And now it's gonna be Dread. He interrupts as well. PJG on the way out. Blink here from Shockstar Collapse, but a clap misses, and PJG will be getting himself out of that one. And that is 3 for 1 in favor of TT again. Are they really gonna make a comeback? Well, they actually are. They actually are making a comeback from a 12k gold deficit. It's now only 6k gold, and they are gonna get the Roshan. They are ahead of kills this time, and they might actually try to do this, or, well, of course they're trying, otherwise it wouldn't be here, but they might actually be able to do this. But here comes Nexus again. They don't want to give this up. Crit goes down still. Gem of True Sight drops on the high floor. High ground that is. Nexus gonna be able to pick up an invisibility rune. Chokestar coming in. He doesn't have an ultimate though. Has to be very careful though. Gets slowed down by the boar. Here comes Rise. Can he find an opening? Can he find a kill? In the meantime, the range creeps, or the creeps, are in the base of the Dire. The range barracks drops, and they're pounding on the tier 4 soon. And that is, as I said earlier, the handicap that you have. When you have got one set of wrecks down, you cannot leave your base for that long of a period of time, because your base will be in jeopardy. Lances, land, PGG, Rise. He's just going in 1-on-2. He can do this, PGG. He might drop. He drops. Rise gets the kill. Now Dread again in trouble. Another Lance and another kill. They're going the way of Rise. Double kill beyond Godlike. Can they find another opening or do they just want Roshan? I think if Roshan is indeed the case, Nexus is gonna back himself out. He picked up Scotty. He picked up an eye of Scotty. I'm gonna look one more time, by the way. This is the experience graph. We see a massive drop down. But that is also because Nexus is level 25, Phantom Lancer is level 25, so, you know, at some point it will be even. So this is basically the last time that I'm gonna show this, because this is just supports getting experience, mostly. And of course, the supports from DD/WhA Asian, we're a bit behind. So that's that. Anyway, Roshan drops, and it is, of course, this guy that picks up the Aegis. It is Rise on his Phantom Lancer, 6.6k gold. And he is pretty damn farmed. And look at the difference, it's basically nothing. Well, let's see how much it is when he actually picks up the items again. Booted travels. Sells up all the items. 5k gold left, and he is 2k behind Nexus still, with that Eye of Skadi, of course, being just... I mean, the only thing he can do right now is, you know, he can get himself a Satanic, maybe get himself Booted Travel at some point still, even though he doesn't really need them because he got the Keeper of the Light to TP him around. But he might want that. He might. But then he's done. He might buy an all new BKB, just put him his other one in the stash or something like that. But, you know, he's done. Because, of course, you cannot sell your previous BKBs anymore. We still have PGG, no further than we last saw him. He's, of course, been dying quite a couple of times. Beastmaster, same items up on him as well. Exclamation mark comes up on PGG. See what you're doing? Why are you standing in the line of... This is just illusions. These illusions are pretty hard to kill now. With this heart, with the butterfly. It's just, you know... It's tricky. Tricky. Let's see if we can have any new items. Actually, Force Staff, we already saw that up on solo, of course. We saw... Oh, Dread. He's still building towards his Blink Dagger. It's a bit of a shame. And he is, I mean, we've seen him on 1700 gold earlier, so he's been dying quite a bit. He's died 11 times right now, so it's quite sad. As, oh, there goes the MKB. Well, that's something that's needed. I mentioned this earlier, that you want to have an MKB if you have a butterfly on the opponent's team, just to make sure that your opponent cannot evade, basically. So that is gonna be, the one that he has, and that will mean that Nexus is a bit more susceptible to that, and he actually shows it off to Nexus right now, so he now knows. In the meantime, Solo... I mean, we saw him sitting there earlier, but he's... Yeah, I don't know. And this time he dies. They knew where he was. Shadow Fiend... Oh, they find themselves a Chen, though. And that's a bigger pickup right now than the Keeper of Light. Keeper of Light was able to buy back. Chen cannot buy back. Or can he? Nope. Nope, he cannot. He misses some gold. Misses some gold, and Chen is a pretty big factor in these fights because he lands his Hand of God every single time when the Requiem of Souls goes through. Requiem. And that's needed because that's a lot of burst damage going through them from Nexus, and they need to counter that with the Hand of God. But looks like they're not going to be finding a fight straight away anyway. 20 seconds until Chen is back up again, so that should be just fine. Let's take a look at the items of the DD. Yeah, anyway. Bed Rider, he's got himself a BKB. We saw that already. Nothing new other than that one. Shokska still building towards his Aghanims. He's been going for that for a while now also. Crit has got his Gem of True Sight back. Ghost Scepter is there as well. Illuminate's flying through. Looks like Shokska is gonna look for a fight here as Rise is already there. But cannot find a fight by himself, or at least everybody runs away from a solo Phantom Lancer right now. Let's see, other items. Well, we saw that. I mean, what Rise can do still with his items, I mean, at some point he can sell as the Fusel Blade, but I don't really think he wants to. He can wait, of course, until the until the Aegis disappeared, gets himself another item up on there, maybe even a BKB just in case. I mean, there is a lot of disable on the side of 25. And the Nino, in the meantime, nothing new for him as well. So, item-wise, not that much news, apart from, of course, the Skadi and the MKB. That's the only two real items. I mean, it's the only two that are basically farming that much as well, right? That's just that. Anyways. Let's take a look at... Where can I find... There, gold minute. Oh, actually, Nexus is still very far ahead of that one. Oh, illusions. And real one, of course, also. Drunken is going off. ZXC, trouble for him. There goes another lance, and they will get him. I mean, that's just too much to deal with. And Calculus blinks forward, gonna look for a shot for Lasso. Gets it as well. Dread, dead. Even further away from his blink dagger. Now 1500 gold left in his inventory. Might actually be forced to buy back here for this one, because they come with 5. Why is it... Why is... there we go. The vision changed. My bad. But that is gonna be a tier 3 tower in a lot of trouble here. This Phantom Lancer, did he just get too big to be dealt with? It looks like that might be the case. The Brewmaster's Fire Pan already down. Nexus, trouble, stunned up, forced towards the enemy, forced back towards allies, and forced back towards safety. In the meantime, tier 3 tower will still drop to Rise. Can they get more though? PGG taking a lot of damage, actually going down very fast. Here comes a roar up by Shoxka, Illuminate flying through. And that is a roar being stolen, but no mana up on the Rubik to use it. In the meantime, it is ZXC that will die for the second time. Lasso up on Nexus. Nexus, he can buy back, but he will need to. There he comes. It is the barracks that are now in trouble because they are just getting pounded on by Rise here. He's just having free reign. Fisher going through again. But Rise, he decides, you know what? Pesky Earthshaker, you are troubling me. Rise actually going to use his Aegis right now. There he goes. He will be getting the barracks. Or shoot, or will he? Lance to Lance, where's his team? Still heading there. Flame Ray going through, another Fisher, Brewmaster, trouble, Mechanism helping out, Echo Slam going through Rise here. Mana leak up on Rise as well, but he doesn't really care. He goes for the Earthshaker. Earthshaker gonna try to run away from the illusion. Nexus won't be able to do that one. At least his teammate Earthshaker was safe, I guess. It is the buildings that Rise's illusions, but they cannot go yet for the tier 3s here because they don't have the tier 2s. But they can go for the tier 4s. The entire team is dead on the opponent's side apart from the Earthshaker, and they are indeed going for the tier 4s. But they just wanted GG. It looks like we have seen this Phantom Lancer just surviving a 12k deficit in gold. It is back to the 0 line experience graph. I was not gonna look at that one anymore because everybody starting to reach level 25. Roar still going off on Shoxka, but the Roar gets returned towards ZXC. Telekinesis there as well, trying to get himself back into safety. Shoxka lands another clap. Will there be some damage going through? Lasso up on Dread. A level 13 Earthshaker. Dread, I feel sorry for you because you are dead once more. This time he buys back, realized, you know what? I'm not gonna get a Blink Dagger anyway, but his buyback doesn't do anything anymore. And this was the first game of a best out of 3 for the 4PL finals for cup number 18. And I see that I have actually dropped some frames. Shame on me, but I cannot change that unfortunately anymore. It stopped again, so apologize for that one. Anyway, stick around for game number 2. We should have another epic match coming up right next, so don't go anywhere. More Dota 2 coming your way in a moment.